Hey guys, it's Skylar, and today is Wednesday with the Trans Guys collab channel, and this week's topic is coming out in our coming out story. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I just tried making this video like literally 10 times, and I'm so frustrated because I've been out and living as male for almost 5 years, like around 5 years, and this story is just so old. I've told it so many times, and it's such a long story that I really don't want to get into all the details of it, and there's so much in it that I really don't want to get all up in it. So I'm just gonna do a simple summary of, you know, my background, the kind of family I have, and how I came out and at what age. And if you guys have any questions about it or want something a little longer or something, which you probably don't, so yeah, if you do, you can just hit me up and I will answer your questions or whatever. Alright, so, ever since I was young, I felt and knew I was a boy, but I realized that, once I got old enough, I realized that society didn't see me that way, so, I still acted like a boy, I still did boy things, all that good stuff. But after a while, I stopped telling my parents that, I'm a boy, this and that, because I did do that when I was younger, and actually, it's a really funny story that my mom will tell anybody who'll listen, that when I was, like, 4 and 5, I would walk around, and I would grab, like, the crotch of random guys, and I would just grab it really hard, like, with my little baby hand, and I would look up at everybody, and um, I'd be like, where's mine? Like, I'm supposed to have one of these. Where's mine? And, they would, obviously my parents would be really embarrassed, and they'd be like, stop, like, get away, And they'd be like, you don't have that, and you're not going to, you're a girl. And I'd be like, no, but I'm gonna have one, and one day when I'm older, I'm gonna have it, it's gonna grow, and it's gonna be really big, and I'm gonna show all of you, and you'll see that I was right, that I am a boy. Um, so that's a really embarrassing story of when I was a kid. That proves my transgenderness. I'm just kidding. That was really bad. But, yeah, that was really bad.
I need
But
to show you this.
you need to get out of my video. What is
It's a
that?
cat stroller. I mean,
Get out. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not making this video over. That was my fiance. She's laying right there. That's her. So, hello, Stephanie. So, where was I in my story? Right. So, eventually as I got older, I stopped saying that I was a boy, and I would just say that I felt like one instead, because my dad was really rude, and he wouldn't like, there was this big deal when I was, like, 11, and I grew up, like, traveling around the world on a sailboat. It sounds a lot cooler than it actually was, to be honest. So, yeah. And, stop showing me pictures. Wow, that's a lot of money.
I'm 50s.
Holy shoot. So, yeah. So I traveled around a lot, and we were actually in Dominican Republic when I was, like, 11. And, I was dressing in, like, baggy jeans, like, big skater shoes, and, like a muscle top. And I guess my dad was embarrassed, or I don't know what the problem was, but all of a sudden he was like, yeah, we're not letting you go out to play if you don't dress in girl clothes. And I was like, okay, then I'm not going out to play. And that caused more of a problem than anything else. Like, me not going out to play caused more of a problem than them just letting me wear what I wanted. So eventually, he got over it, and it was like a week where we were just constantly arguing. And I was 11 years old, and he was like arguing with me about it. And then he went out and like bought me like some more boy clothes. So I don't really know what the point of that was, but whatever. I won. So, and I didn't see what the big deal was. Like, I skated, I played sports, I played basketball. Like, I couldn't wear girl clothes anyway because it wasn't comfortable in sports. And it's just like, as a child, like, whenever anyone would try and put me in girly things, or like refer to me as a girl, or like tell me to go be a girl, I would just start crying. Like, I would get mad, and if they didn't listen, I would just start crying. and like just throw a tantrum and like tell people and tell my family like that's not me, you know. But they didn't get it, I guess. So yeah, obviously not. So when I was 15, I realized that the term transgender was referred to me, and it was really exciting to finally feel like I belong somewhere, and I was really excited and happy about it at first, but then I realized what that meant, having to come out and like socially transition and go through all of this stuff, and like I was so socially awkward and anxious as a that's marijuana. I was so socially awkward and anxious as a kid, or even as a teenager, that I never imagined being able to go through it. Plus, like the money, like at the time it seemed like a lot of money, like hormones, surgeries, helllllll, and all of that just seemed like way too much money than me or my family had, and I never thought my family would accept me or anything. So I just kind of shut it out of my mind for like 2 years, and then like 2.5 years, and then when I was like 17 and 18, I was living with my dad in the Virgin Islands, which is like where I spent part of my childhood / teenage years. And I realized that I was super depressed and I had like suicidal ideation, and I knew what it stemmed from. So I was like, well, let me move to Maryland and live with my mom, and maybe, I can deal with all of this stuff. Or maybe not. I wasn't sure. I just wanted to get away from my dad and that island because people there were really close-minded. So I moved up here, and I came out to my mom. I just straight up told her, I was like, hey, I'm trans, and this is how it's going to be. You can either be a part of it or not. Like, that's not my problem. And I would not suggest, or I would not recommend coming out like that, because it's really not good. But my mom is Spanish, and she's like a Spanish lady, like that's just how she is. But I don't want to say I got really lucky, but I am very fortunate, to have a family that supports me. I have a younger brother who is turning 17 in July, and a younger sister who just turned 14, and they're both extremely supportive. My dad still has issues with it, but he's old and set in his ways, so I don't really feel too bad about it usually, but sometimes I do get pissed off at him. So, yeah, that's pretty much my coming out story. I just went up to my mom and I told her straight up, I'm transgender. I've realized this about myself a long time ago, but I didn't say anything until now because I was afraid. But, it's literally do this or die, and I'm not ready to die anytime soon, so this is how it has to be. And yeah, so that's my coming out story, and that's all I'm gonna say about that, because I don't want to get frustrated and delete this video too. So if you have any questions or want clarification on anything, because this video feels like it's all over the place, just shoot me a message or comment or whatever. But yeah, basically that's what it is. So I'm gonna go now, and hopefully next week's topic isn't one that I've told like 1,000,001 times. I really am sorry. It's just I've told this story so many times, and it's just like, oh, alright. I'm gonna go now. So
You're gonna come curl up with your fiance.
yeah, I'm gonna go curl up with my fiance. That's gonna be fun. I just got my shot, so that's fun too. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. Alright, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys next week. Peace. Go from here to a disappear.